Good evening and welcome back to our virtual Dominion Energy Jazz Cafe. I'm bringing the Christmas in red and green tonight, and with a stage full of heavy hitters, allow us to introduce to you Quinton Jones.
One, two, ready. All right, thank you, everyone. The first three tunes that we just did, the first song is called Subtle and Genius, which is an original piece by myself. And the second piece was a piece called Mr. Cool Breeze by Mr. Donald Harrison. And the third song you just heard was none other than Maiden Voyage by Herbie Hancock. And we'll do one more for you called Airwaves by Mr. James Saxsmo Gates. Thank you.
Boy, you gotta love a musician who's not afraid to play the hell out of that instrument. All of y'all. Nothing but silk smooth tonight, and I'm beginning to wonder if the only reason winter's coming in is because of how cool this man is right here. Quinton, join me over here. Let's learn something about you. Quinton.
Yes,
It's been
sir.
an honor to meet you tonight.
Yes,
Well,
sir.
to meet you for the second time, but
Right.
to have you in my chair. Thank you for being here. Before we get rolling in our conversation, would you take a moment to tell us something about yourself in your own words?
Absolutely. Well, and I'm a school teacher, so right off the bat, I'm used to kind of just saying my name off the jump. So my name is Quinton Jones, and I am a musician, grateful to be one, and I'm really, really kind of, reserved and all that stuff until you get to meet me. And then I get to know you and things of that nature, and then, it's almost like you forget when we first met, because it's like we can kind of roll off each other and feel like we've known each other for 3 to 5 years,
That's special.
Yeah.
I think we're going to get there ourselves. I've been enjoying hearing you play tonight. Think way back when, first time you heard sounds and music, what is it that made you really want to pick up the craft yourself?
Oh, absolutely. Well, growing up, I was around a lot of music, a whole lot of music, and a lot of different genres. And the two main ones, one was gospel, because my mom would play gospel all day long, and we would go to church, and we would be in church, I don't want to say all day long, but all day long.
It was all day.
So I got a lot of that influence. And then with my dad, he loved R&B and hip hop and old school rap and the old school music. So riding around with him in his van, and this is like way, way back in the day. So riding around with him, that's what we heard, And I think for me it was funny because just being a kid, I don't think I was paying like so much attention to it, but I was absorbing it. And to me, there's really no line in between what I was hearing with gospel and then what I was hearing with hip hop, jazz, and R&B, because I just heard it so much, So that's kind of how it first got started. And in regards to the piano, being with my mom at church all the time, she would have us stay after church, and while me and my brother were kind of, hanging around, trying not to get in trouble or, mess anything up,
Been there.
I would sneak off to the piano and start banging things out, just things that I would hear, songs that I liked, things that I heard like from church, like the day of kind of a thing. And I would always ask the piano at the time, who was very influential to me, my big brother, Wendell Givens. And he's very influential to me, and he's one of the ones that really got me started and showed me a lot of things. And I've had teacher after teacher after teacher and influencer after influencer after, and I'm so grateful.
Let's think about some of those educational experiences. Way back when you got started, was it easy to begin receiving that instruction?
No, it was not easy, but it was fun.
Yeah.
I loved it. And I also took lessons maybe in my 7th or 8th grade year in middle school, and I had a teacher, Miss Janet Jackson, and my mom paid for the lessons, and we would go on every Tuesday. And and Miss Janet Jackson is a phenomenal teacher. She could teach you if you wanted to go the reading route. If that was your approach, she could teach you that. If you wanted to play by ear, and if you played by ear, she could take you by that approach. And every Tuesday I would go, and it became like a running joke with us because she would ask, well, did you practice? And I'd say, well, but I made this up.
Me too.
And that was so, I love that, and I'm really grateful and appreciative of those moments with her because, she never like chastised me for that. She would let me show her what I made, and then she would explain it to me, She would, that's where the teaching came in.
Right.
And I learned a whole lot from her.
A great educator makes all the difference. I've said that over and over again here. I watch the curl of your fingers, and I can see the technique that you picked up along the way. Going further ahead in your education, what influenced you to keep playing and to really develop your skill?
Oh yeah, man, it's a lot of moments that I've had just throughout my life that have been phenomenal, and I'm like, I see the musicians and the performers on stage, and even just to see and hear like what music does to people and for people. I've always loved that, and if I get into it, when I got into high school, and for those that are listening to this, please forgive me if I've skipped over your name. You know I love you. I love you dearly. I love you dearly, and I would not be sitting in this chair without you. But when I made it to Virginia State, that's when a lot of things just really like opened up. And if we had more time, I would get more into it about some of those like special moments that you really just can't make up. And I've had these happen several times throughout my life. That the very first year that I went to Virginia State University was Mr. James Saxsmo Gates. It was his first year working at the school. So to me, in hindsight, I was like, how amazing is that? What are the odds? And he was one of the first people that I met, and I was, kind of the shy guy and things of that nature, but I was able to walk over to him and talk to him, and he was, actually, Mr. Gates played first, and that's the thing that was like, I have to go talk to him. I have to go and talk to him. So I did that, and Mr. Gates was so gracious enough to take me along and say this, and he was listening to me and what I told him that I wanted to do as far as pursuing a career in music. And the first thing he said to me in response to that was, you have to meet Hannon Lane. You have to meet him. And Hannon Lane works here too. I'm going to take you over to his building, and you're going to meet him now. And Mr. Gates walked me from the music department all the way over to Harris Hall and walked me up to Mr. Lane's office. And that's how I met Mr. Lane as well. And like I said, it's moments like that that you just can't make up, It couldn't have happened any better for me.
Invaluable moments.
Yes.
Congratulations on being in the right spot.
Yes.
Your degree, I don't think, is in piano performance.
No, sir. My degree actually is in sound recording technology. And if I can just, plug this in, I'm actually the first person, the number one person, to graduate from Virginia State University with that degree.
Right on.
Yes. So I graduated in 2016 with the first degree in sound recording technology. And man, what a time that was. Because like I said, it just put me in so many places that I got to meet Mr. Gates, Mr. Lane, Dr. Weldon Hill, Matthew Steele, Bill McGee, Plunky. And let me say, I was in his presence. I was in his presence.
What a presence to be in, though.
Absolutely. And Fabian Lance, and the list goes on. The list goes on because the musician circle that's around here, and I can just talk about it forever because those people are just, to me, just so far up there that, I'm just kind of looking up in awe kind of a thing, and I'm just like, I want to be there. I want to do that. I want to be with them, So they've been so gracious enough to, one, let me hang around, and then two, also to let me come around. And they've opened so many doors for me, and they still are doing that, even by way of tonight. Everybody that's on the stage I met through Virginia State, and everybody that's been on the stage with me today has been a teacher and mentor to me.
HBCU love.
Absolutely.
That's what that is.
Yes.
You're among giants. I mean, you got to believe that in yourself. You're among giants and you belong there, You're a teacher yourself.
Yes, sir.
Tell me about your experience as an educator.
Yes. This is my third year at my former middle school, which is where I grew up at, in Dinwiddie County. So I'm teaching at Dinwiddie Middle School. And what an experience that is.
Yeah, again, I was just thinking you're a stronger man than I, because that's where I started when I was teaching it. Whew, but that didn't last.
No, but I love it. I love it. Because one of the things about growing up in Dinwiddie, from my own experiences, I don't want to say this for everybody, but from my own experience, there wasn't a lot of going on down in Dinwiddie. There wasn't a lot of stuff going on. And, I think I was well into college when I kind of went to my first real like concert, and I mean that like musically, you know. And there's not a lot of stuff that's happening in Dinwiddie. Not saying there's nothing happening. There's not a lot of stuff happening, especially in the music area. And I just remember being in middle school. I remember being in high school, and there was so much talent there. But it was like, where do we go? What do we do? And you know, I could call some people's names who are phenomenal musicians. There's a bass player that comes to mind now, and he knows who he is. He knows who he is. And we had some of the best times just in high school playing in the high school jazz band and things of that nature. So now working at the middle school is, it has this like special place for me because I walk those hallways. You know, I was in those kids' shoes. I know what a lot of that stuff looks like. So to listen to them, to watch them, and to, you know, push them along is real special. It's real nice.
Well, they've officially got one of the coolest teachers anyone's ever had. Playing at the VMFA.
Yeah.
Well done, well done. I'm a composer myself, and I'm interested in your process as a composer or a songwriter. What kinds of stories are you trying to tell, and how are you trying to tell them?
Oh, yes, sir. Thank you for that question. I love that one. To me, I know for my own self, it takes me a while to kind of, I guess, verbally express myself for the given moment or given situation. I kind of internalize it and I sit with it for a little while and kind of process my way through it and think about it. And then that's when it kind of seeps out and comes out through the music. And I wish that I had more of a you know, structured process to that. But to me, it kind of, you know, you catch the inspiration when it comes, and you really don't want to miss it, you know? And I know you know how that is. Yeah, so you don't want to miss it. So I've had moments where there are lyrics that come to mind first, you know, and then a melody hits after that. Or there's a topic that's like, hey, I wonder, you know, what could I say about this, you know? There are moments where the music comes first. And to me, it's always, I love that, you know, just the spontaneousness of it, you know, like where's this coming from today, or where's it going to come from today? What's the next thing that's going to like spark that, you know, fire that's going to be like, I can't let this go, you know? So I love those moments.
Yeah, for me, it comes, a lot of the times, it comes in a dream. I'm a big dreamer. And I used to keep a notepad by my bed, and I'd wake up in the middle of the night and write down what I had just been dreaming. And there's one dream in particular, song I dreamt a cousin of mine was singing, and I have not yet been able to finish writing it. But that inspiration catches you, and you can't let it go until it's done.
Yeah, that's right.
You're right about that.
Yes, sir.
So you didn't study piano performance, you studied sound engineering, and you're teaching in middle school. Where are you hoping your career leads you?
That's man. I want to do, and that's not to say I want to do, I'm definitely going to continue to perform and perfect this side of the craft, because I know for the last, and I can definitely say for the last 10 years, I've been perfecting the craft of, you know, of songwriting and recording and things of that nature, you know, trying to catch the essence of that inspiration and things. So I've spent a lot of the time in closed spaces, you know, spending a lot of time, one with myself and the inspiration, and then with close friends and phenomenal musicians. So now I'm ready to, you know, switch gears a little bit and do more of the performing side of it. So I definitely want to do that. And I think with that, just gain all the experience that I can, because definitely I love to be able to take everything that I've gained from outside and take it back to the classroom. I love that, because that's what my teachers did for me. And, you know, I can call out your Mr. Gates and your Mr. Lanes, Dr. Weldon Hill, because to hear their stories about what they've done what I want to do, you know, and I can see it in the profession that I'm in now at the school. I can see the kids that are in my class. I can see that on them. I can see that in their eyes. I can see it when they talk and how they listen. And I also can see it for the kids that are not in my class, which is always that's always like a plus. kids in my would walk in the hallways asking, "Mr. Jones, how can I get in your class?" I said, "Well, you got to go to your guidance counselor." You know. So I hope that my career can continue to evolve and elevate so that I can continue to give back, because that's really what I love to do.
This program is delighted to have you, but we're not the only place where we can hear your music. Tell us, how can we find more of your sounds throughout the world?
Absolutely. You can search my name, Quinton Jones, which is Quinton, and Jones, Jones. And if you want, you can find the single that we'll do for you all tonight, Don't Do It. Mm-hmm. And from there, you know, you'll see what I have out. I have three singles out that are on all major platforms. Don't Do It. There's another song called So You, and then there's another song called Racing. And with all of those, you're going to get a different feel. You're going to get a different sound with all of them, with the consistent thing being, it's me. And that's kind of really what I want to drive home, because I think everybody can kind of relate to that, as in, you know, every day is different, you know, but every day it's you.
Right. Every day it's you. As you're teaching your students, what are the things you're hoping you leave with them? What are you hoping they pick up on and never let go?
Oh, man. Now, I love that question. And I hope that my students watch this too, which is I hope that they get the, you know, confidence in themselves and just what we try to teach in class, because to me those lessons are transferable, you know. If you learn discipline from the discipline of learning music, you have to sit down and learn that on your own. Nobody else can play the instrument for you. They can't sing it for you. They can't sing using your voice. You have to do all of that. So I think if they can get those skills, and I try my best to put that in front of them, to demonstrate it, and to bring people in that are exemplifying that, you know, that are putting that in front of them, people that are doing exactly what they say, and they are who they say they are. And I think that's very, very, very important for us to see.
It touches me to hear you speak about the inspiration you're hoping you're leaving with your students. I'm in the place I am because of great educators and because of experiences, frankly unique experiences that very few have had and likely will have or have the opportunity to have. And even with those experiences, I had no idea that what I'm doing was an option for me. And I know there have got to be students in your classroom that you're opening their eyes to something they can't see themselves. You know, and I'm sure you've had experiences like that. Speaking of it, give us just a little bit more of some of your great inspirations, whether they're your teachers or people that you listened to growing up. Who do you hear when you're creating yourself?
Oh, yeah. I love that question. I love that. I am, you know, my inspirations, I pull from a lot of, because I love to do it with the people that are around me. Because to me, you know, it's tangible. I can reach out, I can touch them, I can call them. They're living real life just like me. And what I mean by that is, when I was growing up, and some of my inspirations are, of course, Michael Jackson. Of course.
Of course.
Of course. And growing up and watching all the phenomenal things that he did, and I mean that as in playback, because I'm not old enough to say that I lived through the Michael Jackson era, but to watch all the things that he's done and that he did, it seems so otherworldly, you know. And then this is when I talk back about how Dinwiddie, to me, you know, there wasn't a whole lot of stuff going on. You know, to me, I was like, there's never really any big concerts here. There are no stars coming to Dinwiddie, right. You know. So to me, it was a totally separate world, you know. So I've always gravitated to and always appreciated the people that were in close proximity, you know, and that I could really, you know, take hold to. And that's why everybody that's on the stage with me tonight, I have their personal phone numbers. And I call them, even if it's just to check in, because they're real people to me, you know. So I pull from everybody like that, like Mr. Gates. The hours that I've spent with Mr. Gates just watching and listening to him as he's sharing information with me. I've spent hours with Mr. Lane in the classroom, on gigs. Even if it's their gigs, I'll call them and say, can I just come?
Yeah.
So they've shared a whole lot with me. And even the drummer for the night, LaMar Moore, who's my cousin.
Okay. Oh, I know that.
You know, so that was phenomenal having a family member who's done phenomenal things drumming-wise. And to just, that's kind of, if I can say it this way, all that stuff brings it down to earth. Because growing up, everything seemed like a separate world. And to meet all these phenomenal people and the people I've met, it just brings it down to the real world. It makes it real. And it gives me a little sense to say, hey, I can do that. And I want to do that. And I'm also gracious that they allow me to be in the room and they're pulling me, pushing me along to get it done.
Well, Quinton, I'll say it again. Congratulations to you, brother, for what you're doing and where you're going to be. I think the folks at home are eager for that second set of music and to hear some of your original work itself. Are you ready to give it to them?
Absolutely.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. These phenomenal musicians that are up here. To my right, on bass, we have Mr. Matthew Steele. To his right, on drums, you have LaMar Moore. And on lead guitar, you have Hannon Lane. And on keyboard, you have Weldon Hill. On saxophone, you have none other than James Saxsmo Gates. And myself on piano, keyboard, Quinton Jones. And the song that we're going to play for you now is by a good friend of all of ours, Mr. Fabian Lance. And this song is called Once More. We're going to hop right into it. This next tune we're going to do is an original tune by myself called DeWitt, which is where I'm from. So this song that we're gonna do is an original song that I have out now. It's a single, and it's called Don't Do It. For you all that are at home, you can join in and sing with us. It's only two parts of the song you gotta learn. One part that says don't do it, and the other part that says stay away. Don't do it says like this. Don't do it, no, don't do it. 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 Hey, don't do it, no, don't do it. 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 All right, so I hope you got that at home. Because I'll cue you in, and you got to participate. The second part of the song says stay away, and it sounds just like this. Stay away, stay away, stay away, stay away. All right, now that you got your parts down, I'm sure that we've all experienced this before. Somebody that you really want to be with, but you can't do it. You just can't do it. And you really want to make it work, but your friends and everybody else around you says, don't do it. They say don't do it. All right? So I wrote this little song, and it goes like this. Those feelings, how am I feeling anyway when it comes to you? Hey, you've shown me time after time that it falls through. I know that you're bad for me, but I can't stay away from her. Don't play with fire. My friends tell me things, but I still can't stay away from her. Don't play with fire. I know I don't need ya, hey, but I want ya, and I know better than to try to love you. Cause you make me do things that I know I would normally do, and I know I can show you things that you're just not used to. Your boy, don't do it, no, don't do it. Don't do it, no, don't do it. What? Don't do it, no, don't do it. I'ma do it. Don't. I'ma do it. I'ma do it. Just watch me. Stay away. Stay away. Stay away. Stay away. You got it. Stay away. I know I'm not the type of guy that you're used to, but if you gave me the time, baby, I could change your mind. I know that you're bad for me, but I can't stay away from her. Don't play with fire. My friends tell me things, but I still can't stay away from her. Don't play with fire. And I can't date you, cause they won't let me. Cause you're like fire, girl, you're something deadly. Cause you make me do things that I know I wouldn't normally do, and I know I can show you things that you're just not used to. So don't do it, no, don't do it, don't do it, no, don't do it, hey, don't do it, no, don't do it, don't do it, baby, no, don't do it, don't do it, no, don't do it, don't do it, no. I'ma do it, I'ma do it, just watch me. Stay away, stay away, stay away. Stay away, stay away from me, stay away, stay away. do it, baby. No, don't do it, hey. Don't do it. No, don't do it. Don't do it. No, don't do it, hey. Don't do it. No, don't do it. Don't. Stay away. 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 All right. And that's a single that I have out now called Don't Do It. And you can find that on all streaming platforms under the name Quinton Jones. And the last song that we'll do for you tonight is going to be Strasbourg St. Denis by Mr. Roy Hargraves.
my God, Saxsmo. I thought you were going to pass out. Oh, that's circular breathing. I've never been able to do that. I never will. I'm not going to try. Oh, I got to get myself back together. Okay. I was sitting over here reflecting on how I've been able to be a part of something so special. Thinking about the artistry and the musicianship of this town and beyond, coming to me week after week, to this stage in this museum, and what a gift it has been. Thank you to all of you. And Quinton, well done earning your throne in the middle of it all. It's all a ride from here. Richmond Jazz Society, thank you for sending them to us. Dominion Energy, thank you for paying them, giving us the means to do so. Remember Tommy Productions, thank you for making me laugh every week and for capturing the sights. Chris Buford's up there as he always is, and we thank him for taking the individual ingredients of sound and mixing them into that smooth gumbo we all get to hear. Thank you at home for loving with us. Thank you for listening to us, and thank you for learning from us. In Richmond, Virginia, at the Virginia Museum of Fine Arts, from the Leslie Cheek Theater stage, this has been our virtual Dominion Energy Jazz Cafe. I am Robert Fennard. Good night.